Hello, today I'm going to be making an 1860s dress to go along with my school teacher's impression. To start off, I had to alter the back of the bodice, the lining, because it went too low in the back and looked weird when it was on me. The first cut on the fabric is always nerve-wracking because I don't want to make any mistakes, so I always measure twice or sometimes even 3 times and then cut once. Now moving on to the bodice, the lining of the bodice anyways. I always pin it in place first and then mark with the pencil later, so that way nothing slides around when I'm cutting and I get a nice clean crisp cut. I'll take the pattern off and pin the fabric together so nothing moves when I'm cutting. And now I'm moving on to the outside of the bodice. I got this beautiful red and white plaid fabric from my fabric haul. I think I did back in February. Right now the pieces are all cut out. And here's all the pieces cut out. And I have just enough for sleeves and a skirt. Now I'm getting ready to pin all the pieces together. Here's the back of the lining. And here's the back of the bodice. Now on to sewing. Then I trim down on the bodice and the lining. I trim down the seam allowance. And here they are all sewed together. Here's the back of the bodice and the back of the lining. And I didn't realize until it was too late that I sewed the lining wrong, but since it's going to be on the inside of the dress, I wasn't too worried about it. And then I flipped the French seams inside out, or right sides out, and I sewed them. Does anybody else like to put their pins, take a little extra time and put their pins in a pattern when they're sewing? Or am I the only one who does that? Then I ironed the seam allowance towards the back, the center of the back, so they would lie flat when I flipped them over and pinned them in place and sewed the French seams. And here I am pinning the shoulder seams. You can see I already have the back darts done. And here's the lining shoulder seams. And then I sewed the sides of the front of the bodice to the sides of the back of the bodice on both the lining and the bodice. Then I sewed the lining and the bodice piece together by the collar and the sleeves, the arm sides of the sleeves. And here's the raw bodice. It's not finished. I have a long way to go. But here's the front and here's the back. Thank you for watching. I would love to see if you have any projects that you're doing down in the comments. Tell me all about it. And stick around and look for part 2 of my dressmaking adventures.